banquet. So that's a problem of demolishing all these houses to get them out, and because they won't even go through the door the way they are now. So let's get, Sylvia, do we have our teams all organized? You got everybody you need for the teams? You're all set on the teams? Okay. Let's walk through what we're going to be doing here. Oh, by the way, I just want to back up one. There were a couple of people that came in that didn't get the first show. They came in a little bit later, and I got the greatest question after lunch. Are we really building foundations on polystyrene? Okay. Just to let you know, the plywood on the bottom is a granular drainage layer that they wouldn't let us put in the hotel. The polystyrene is a solid concrete block with reinforcement, okay, which also we couldn't get in and out of the hotel. So we're cheating. But no, this is a concrete wall with a pressure-treated permanent wood foundation. That's what we're dealing with. If we get rolling all day long, we don't realize that some people just arriving and trying to figure out what we're talking about. So we've pretty well done all kinds of moisture proofing and everything else, insulation, vapor barriers, all on the inside, the outside. And now we're getting up to finishing off on the top here. Let me just swing this halfway around. I can still swing it. Yeah, just bring it a little bit this way. That's good. Now we've done it sort of as a cutaway so we can show you here. What we're doing is going to be bringing the styrofoam down. Now if you look carefully, we'll see we're cheating. The insulation in the wall inside stops where the red mark is right here. So the styrofoam should go over this area. But we have a compact model. We didn't have room for all that. So usually there's more room, and the styrofoam would come down, overlap the insulation of the basement so that we didn't have any thermal bridging coming through. That also gives us all of the styrofoam on top of the foam that's actually you see in the header areas all the way around, the little white foam that's there. Those two add together to give us significant insulation on the outside and then a little bit of insulation on the inside. Okay? So what we're going to do here is that on the bottom, they came down and just butted to my grade strip here. What you would probably be doing if this was much more spread out is put a 2x or something in that's the same thickness or less than the foam as a ledge just to hold the foam in the right place. Now, in this case, they just came and butted down on top of this, and you can do the same thing in your models, okay? We have, first of all, Tyvek. Tyvek goes on, staple from the top down. A little trick about Tyvek that we learned from passive house construction, which is if you staple Tyvek on with staples horizontally, they leak. If you turn your stapler over so the staple is vertical, it doesn't leak. Because the metal clip doesn't catch the water. Okay? So when you're stapling Tyvek on the outside of the house, put the staple in like that. Okay? And it just, little tiny thing, but it adds in. So you're going all the way from the top of the wall down here, at least into this grade strip area. You could go behind it like we did, or you could go over it. Now yours are already on place, so you're going to be going over it. Here, we hadn't done this yet, so we brought this down. It's even easier to sandwich that in. And this, notice this grade strip is really holding absolutely everything in place there. And the soil would stop up here someplace as we're backfilling eventually. So come down and just stop. Well, bring your Tyvek over this. You can just staple it down here. That could actually then be taped down to the wall for an airtight seal. In fact, you want to do that? We have enough red tape to pass around? I think we do. So that could be taped down for a seal on the bottom. So Tyvek is rather straightforward. Remember, every joint in Tyvek is sealed. Don't stop a joint on the corner, but wrap the corner so that the corner is continuous, and then there's an overlapping here. Or wrap the corner twice if you have to, so it comes around. Now, if you have, usually Tyvek comes in 9-foot rolls, and you can just walk all the way around the house. That's why they make it 9 foot high. And maybe you even have just one joint when you get back all the way around the house. So nice Christmas wrapping. Anyway, we're going to just be doing the two faces of the Tyvek, staple it up, tape the bottom down tight, particularly since you're going to be on top of this. We don't want it flapping around. Then we attach some bug screen. Bug screen goes onto the wall. It's going to be behind the foam and then come up and it's going to hang out for the moment. Then we put the foam on top, seal the joints, and then we put strapping on it, and bring the bug screen up. And as you see, what this is going to do is you're going to have the bottom of this will be the starting of the siding. Okay, so this is all arranged slightly differently in a real house. But the siding starter strip will be here. That closes off the cavity so that we're not getting bugs up through here because the bug screen is now active, but we can get water and air to move through freely. Okay, so it's a good drainage layer and a good ventilation drying layer. So that gives us the rain screen that we want on the side. So that's what we're going to accomplish in this one, and then you're ready to put siding on. Okay, and we will have made a permanent wood foundation. Simple enough? Remember, as we're working, try not to cut the rug or the floor. So if you're using an X-Acto, do it over wood someplace, because you're going to be cutting some bug screen and some Tyvek and even some styrofoam as you're going along. We do have, so I don't know if we have enough rolls to pass them out to everybody, so I might have to share the rolls of the red tape. There's 4, so we have 5 booths. So anyway, we'll work that out and make sure that everybody gets access to it. I see they're out there now. So we want that airtight on the outside. This is our second. We had an air barrier, by the way, earlier. When we put the plywood on, all the joints were caulked and sealed, and that's to create an air barrier. That's one thing of permanent wood foundations. The plywood on the outside, before even the blue screen or anything else goes on, is airtight. And so that is one of the requirements of a permanent wood foundation. Then we make it waterproofed. Airtight first, and then waterproofed, and the waterproofing also is airtight. So we're getting this really sealed to seal everything out. Now just to recap down here, we have an opening between the bottom of, if it's poly, some people will use poly, some people will use blue skin. There's an opening in the bottom, or it comes down, comes out. So these are not sealed on the outside. That's the only drain we have in the wall. If the wall's going to have a water problem, it comes out there outside the house, goes into the drainage granules and back under the house to the sump pump. Okay? On the inside, when we came down with the vapor barrier, we sealed it to the floor. And that would be then going sealed over the entire subfloor all the way out, and then you pour concrete on top or build a wooden floor or whatever you're going to do. Okay? So I think that pretty well clears it up. Anything else that we need to do with? Everybody's clear with that? Okay, let's get up and get to our workstations. And we need our hard hats on just because it makes good video. Even though you're not going to bump your head any place this time. Yes. The strapping line. Oh, okay. Yeah. Your strapping should line up with your studs. So take a look. Not all the setups are the same. So you take a little look on the inside, make sure that your strapping, when you place it the 1x4s on here, that they line up with the studs behind. Here we have we're on 24-inch centers. Some of them are on 16-inch centers. So line your strapping up with the studs. That way your nail for the strapping actually goes through to solid wood, because otherwise the whole thing could pull back off in a heavy wind. You have 6 strap pieces per set?
Yeah, so some are going to be short the whole.
Okay, so we only have 6 strap pieces. Do your corner first, and then do as many strapping pieces as you can. If you're missing wood, that's going to be missing. Okay. We got a team back there on that one? Okay. Get your hats on back there. Do we have a team on that booth back there? I see people standing around, but I don't see anybody on the... You've been here before. It's like addictive. You can't quit. Okay, there we are. Is there anybody back in that booth or not?
Yeah, they're coming.
Oh, they're coming. There we go. Okay, now you might as well get your ladders and stuff out because you're going to need to get up there. We're working up high now. Okay. Let's go back up to the list here. Did we staple up the list for number 4? Is that? No? You got them there? Now you'll notice on our work list we have installed 2x4 nailer with bug screen for insulation wrap. We're going to just put the bug screen on without the 2x4 nailer right at the grade bar. No, not yet. We'll let him get the work list up. He's out of staples. You need more staples? Are we going to be running short on staples? You might want to run around all the guns. Might want to run around and load the guns. Okay, don't start working yet. You can think about it, but don't start working yet. Okay, we got all the posts up on your booths. Shows you the work list. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. How much damage does that do?
I'll say, how much can you dare me?
Try it with an electric stapler. Did you see a couple of these staplers? They have a trigger action.
Yeah.
You squeeze it down and then you pull the trigger. Although I'm not I did it a little bit and it sounded like, felt like a pain in the ass. You had to, you're doing, yeah, but you're using 2 actions to get a staple in, slowing you down. But it does allow you to position better. Particularly if you were up in an odd position where you couldn't push properly.
Yeah. I like
So if you can aim well.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, you see, this is much better. We have noise. I feel more at home with the bang, bang, bang going on.
You with the air nailer.
That's right. And how's the newspaper going? Whoops. Did you pre-cut the bug screens? Okay. You got your bug screens there someplace? Yeah, if you can't figure out what it is, come up and take a look at mine. Come up to the stage, check it out if you're wondering where things go. No, don't staple down there because it's going to roll up.
Oh,
Okay? Slice it. Ah,
I've got something to. But that's kind of one of those things you can change the frame, right?
well, with your boards there, it covers the end anyway. It's not like an airtight fit. Oh no, that's good. He's even got a notch in place there. That. Rain screen walls. The majority of the water is shed, but some always gets through. What gets through gets stopped by the Tyvek and drips out the bottom. That's why rain screen walls have drainage on the bottom. Oh, that's a pain when you lose the end.
It was never there.
It was never there. I always fold my end over, just a little bubble on the end. We didn't even talk about the right nails. They got it. I didn't talk about it, but in case you don't know, you have special plastic head nails for the foam. Yeah, you want the plastic head ones for the foam. Yeah, so it's just got to wrap around. It's just doesn't matter much. You giving those away?
Pardon me?
That price?
Yeah, we had.
We're 10 minutes in. Moving along well. We're having too much fun over here. We won't tell you what's going on back there. No cameras in the back. I think we should do this in your next community build, is have 4 cameras on everybody and let everybody watch it live at home. He has an overlap there that he doesn't have here. That's why it looks different.
Oh, do you want me to refine those?
Red tape, pretty much done. Can I steal your red tape?
Yes, you can.
Not really, only if it's true.
Where's that?
Point out the angle is cut out. The sheet is going to be jumping the way down. Just that again. There's a bunch coming along like that, jumping all over the place. Are we live on here yet? Okay, just want to show you something while we're finishing up there. This isn't the really right knife. Some of the people are trying to cut too high, and you see how that jumps when I got a big dive like that. If I turn it down really low, it'll slice. And if you have a big thick knife like this, I wouldn't get any lower, so I will bring this over here, put some pressure on this side, and that allows me to cut a little bit deeper. And then you can usually just, no, it's not going to snap yet. So you're better with the X-Acto knives, but that low angle will come down and give you a good slice. This is too fat right here, a blade, to really do a good styrofoam cut. But all the X-Acto knives are busy right now. Ah, we got one. There you go. Straight edge. What would I do with a straight edge? Okay, we're going to do one more tip while we're at it here. Can you hear me over all that noise? Is that we're talking, here's the right blade. So if we really want to cut this, you see I can cut down with a nice slice like that. Now, and then you pop it off, you get a good cut. Now he says, give me a straight edge. You don't need a straight edge. The problem with cutting is if I take my elbow like this and I move in front of my body, I will not get a straight line. It's going to curve all over the place. Now, if I reach out with my arm and I pull with my leg, not my arm, and I hold it in line, I can get a perfectly straight cut all the way back like that. Come back and just run it a little bit deeper, move over the edge, pop it off. Okay? He's testing me. Not exact, but not bad. Not bad. For a freelance. For a free arm. Move it with your body. Not with. Yeah, it's funny because I learned that with a hand plane. You're doing a hand planing on a long board. If you do this, you don't have good control. If you do this, I do. I freeze my body with a big hand plane, jack plane. Freeze my body and use my legs. And everything stays even and flat. I do this and I'm changing the angle all the way. Somebody need that knife? We got 1 minute left. How you doing? Anybody coming to a conclusion? Oh, there's somebody rushing to catch up there, make it. Now she's going to insulate all the way up to the roof. 30 seconds left if anybody's trying to get it in time. Looks like we almost got it over there. This one's coming along well. Staple. Staple. He's going to make it in time. Look at that stapler. He's coming. He's coming. He's coming. He got it done. 2, 1. Time's officially up. Let's finish these off a little bit. Keep going. But we got one of them up. Well, 2 of them almost completed. Okay. They're coming. They're getting ready to bring their screen up. This screen is up. This one, oh, they don't have the strapping on yet. Okay. How are we doing over here? They're finishing off. They're finishing off. Okay, we'll call it quits there. Bang, bang, it's all over. Now we let the judges take a look at that. We're going to recycle our 3 judges as municipal inspectors. And the whole question is, are we going to keep the bugs out? Have we sealed up the Tyvek? It's been a great day, and I hope that you have drawn some little bits of information here. What we really try to do, we can't build a whole house in one day. I'm trying to just point out some of those little details that are more important than you might think, like the insulation in those corners. Insulation in the corners is the biggest mistake people make. They either try it but don't do it thoroughly, or they forget it. And it's not even insulated back in the back of those corners. You're done. Good. And the real details on waterproofing and vapor-proofing are important. So the insulation, continuous, detail, little tiny works, little corners, little folds. The Tyvek that was folded over the corner and folded in such a way that any rain would not catch in the pocket. Those kind of things make a difference. Because otherwise, the rain sits there. Even if it doesn't create a deterioration problem, because the Tyvek, it creates mold. Somewhere it's on the outside of the wall, okay. But if you're trapping water, it's going to lead to problems. So we let the water shed, let it flow off. And the whole rain screen idea is that the siding does not waterproof the wall. The siding gets rid of 80-90% of the rain. 10% gets through. So Tyvek, or even the insulation, Tyvek, we have various layers of protection. So there's not much of anything left to get through by the time we get back to any of those layers. So we can have all kinds of little faults, but since we have multiple protection, it'll go on through properly. And as I said, this, if you're looking at it, should come down enough to overlap the insulation on the bottom. That's all planning ahead and following the specs of your design. This is so much more fun when it makes noise. The last one, which was silent, was nerve-wracking. We needed music in that last session. So that's it? Tell people they should all, huh? Just put them there. Now, just to drive home how much you should really get involved and stay right to the end, is that we ran out of the little easy prizes, and all we have left to give away are circular saws. So the winners of this contest are going to win circular saws. So we'll see who, this one, the stakes have just gone up. Okay? Now, all of you participants, you get to keep your hard hat, your gloves, and your glasses, and your mask. That's all the safety equipment you take home with you. Do we have a microphone? I thought I had it. It's not up here. I had it on the table earlier, but it walked away. Deliberations. Looks like the judges are working as hard as the participants. You got a decision? She just ran away with the mics. One more minute before we announce the winner. Okay. He's got to get that last nail in. I might as well remind you while we're at it, for those of you that may have just come in, there is a great book from the Canadian Foundations that's based on the CSA code, that is code for the building code for permanent wood foundations. And it actually has lots of illustrations and guide and even photos to help lay out how do you do these foundations. And that is a wonderful guide for you. It's easier to read than the building code and is really based on it. So that's a great resource for you.
Yeah, but they have a tie, so we're giving away.
So, you got prizes for the winners here?
They're gonna announce.
Okay, yet again, thank you everybody for participating. Everyone has such great team spirit working together. It's again really hard to pick the top team, and this time we do have a tie. So team number 4, Owen and Dano from Poplar Hill, and team 5, Marcel and Danny. And I know Danny's from Kingfisher, and I wasn't sure where Marcel was from.
Come on up.
Come on up, guys.
So you got
Congratulations.
4 winners. So what do we got for prizes? Okay. Well, then how are we going to...
You got 2 sets.
Huh?
Yeah, you got the Dwells, you got 2 sets.
Okay, well, now we have to figure this out. What we'll do is we have really weird prizes, so we'll give both teams a saw, and they have to fight over who gets the saw. And the other one gets a lamp and a knife. Buck knife and a lamp. So you guys can fight it out. Who gets? It looks like he already has decided he's got the saw. He's got the saw. You got the buck knife. Now that may change. Okay. Very good. Thank you very much. What time is dinner? Anybody know? Who's got the schedule? Nobody knows what time dinner is. 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock dinner. So thank you very much. I appreciate it. It's been a great day. Glad to be with you all day.